With all the problems that we have with box tree caterpillar and box tree blight, you may have reached a point where you just think, I've had enough of fighting these waves, just like King Canute, and now is the time for a change. We're here in the wall garden at RHS Garden Wisley today, and I'd like to show you some suggestions of box alternatives. Box is really, really hard to replace. It's a versatile plant. It grows in sun, it grows in shade, it grows in dry conditions, and of course it's infinitely clippable. But there are things to look at. There are things that have done very, very well here, and I'd like to share with you some of the best alternatives. This is Lonicera Maigrün, and it's just freshly clipped, so it's looking very, very smart. It's a good one because it grows in most soils except waterlogged. It makes a really lovely low hedge, up to about a height of 1.5 metres is absolutely ideal to grow it to. It works well in a sunny position, it works well in a slightly shady position, it doesn't mind a bit of dry soil, and it clips beautifully. It's quite a fast grower, it's a good doer, and you may need to cut it maybe 3 times a year to keep it as compact and neat as this, but it will be high on my list. So this is a special kind of yew. It's Taxus baccata Repandens, and the reason it's a little bit different is because it spreads outwards more than it goes up. It reaches about 60 centimetres in height, but because it spreads out sideways, you get really, really good cover down the sides when you clip it. So it clips rather nicely. It takes a little while to establish, but it really is a stalwart because, like all yews, it tolerates dry conditions, it will tolerate shade, and here in the wall garden it's very, very sunny and it doesn't mind that either. So as box alternatives go, it's a top-notch plant. Just a quick word about Ilex crenata. Now, a good few years ago, when the problems with box blight and box tree caterpillar sort of emerged, Ilex crenata seemed to be the poster child as a box replacement, and it was widely planted. After a few years, we were finding in our advisory department that people were sending in samples of yellowing leaves and dieback, and it's really been found that there's quite a narrow range of conditions that they like. They like a nice moist summer, they like a bit of water in the summertime, and they don't like waterlogged conditions in the winter. So it does quite well in some areas of the country, but we found that to recommend it for the whole country at the same time, there are some reservations with that. So it's well worth bearing that in mind as you choose your box alternative. For a burst of colour in spring, consider Rhododendron Bloombux, and it's covered in pink flowers in the springtime, and it clips beautifully. Takes a little while to get established to get to this lovely shape. This has been here a few years. Really, really worth the wait. And the great thing about this one is it doesn't need acidic soil. It's one of the Incaro hybrids which have been bred purposely to deal with neutral to even a little bit alkaline soil. So it means that you can grow it in the ground and it doesn't really matter what the pH of your soil is. And it's really lovely to have some lovely fresh pink spring colour on this box alternative. These 2 conifers here are called Podocarpus. This one is Podocarpus blue gem, and this is Podocarpus nivalis. Now, we have other Podocarpus within the demonstration gardens as well. They're very, very versatile conifers. They're lesser known, seldom seen, but they're very, very clippable. Some of them have autumn tints as well, which gives them another season of interest. They will tolerate a little bit of shade, but here they get a lot of sun. They tolerate some dryness, and they're quite easy to propagate as well. Very, very clippable. So all in all, they're very much recommended. Box is sometimes used on a grander scale. Some people cloud prune it, and here we have Osmanthus grown in a similar way. This is Osmanthus burkwoodii. There is also Osmanthus delavei as well, which is very, very similar. but they've both got lovely, lovely scented white flowers in spring, usually around April time. And it grows on any kind of soil, including clay. Doesn't want to be waterlogged, but it generally does well on an improved clay soil. It loves to grow in this dappled environment where we've got an oak tree above, so it gets this dappled shade. And it will do full sun as long as it's got some moisture at its roots. And it's just very versatile. So choosing box alternatives may seem really, really daunting, but once you get into it, it's not so bad. So this was just a really small selection, but there's loads more to look at and see which ones fit your particular situation and would look good in your garden if you have a look at our web pages on this topic.